In a quiet part of North Carolina, Sheriff Todd Peterson drives into old cabin after someone says an elderly woman has died. Inside, he finds Snell, a young woman in her 20s. Hiding in a corner, she looks scared and speaks in a fast, strange way, like she's from another world. She seems wild but gentle, like she's never seen people or places beyond the wood. Sheriff calls Dr. Jerry Dowell, the town doctor who's curious about her. They finds out Snell's violent daughter, raised all alone. Her hard words and shy ways make them wonder about her life, pulling them into her quiet, hidden world. In the next scene, Dr. Jerry Lowell watches Nels at her small cabin, tucked away in the thick woods by a lake. She moves smoothly, almost like an animal, doing simple chores like picking up firewood or swimming. Her words are a jumble of English and made up sounds, shaped by our mom's slurred speeches after a stroke and old Bible verses. At night, Snell dances under the moonlight, tied to the words around her in a special way. Jerry, amazed and starts to realize she's never been around other people. Curious and worried, he decides to get help to understand her better. Dr. Paul a psychologist from a nearby city, comes to the cabin when Jerry Lowell asks for help with his nails. Paula sees Nell as a fascinating puzzle like a wild child who's never been around people. She records Nell's strange words and movements, studying her like a science project, but Jerry feels protective, believing Snell's quiet life in a hood is special and worth keeping. They clash Paula's cool scientific approach versus Jerry Worm's. Carrying one arguing over whether to let Snell stay as she is or step into her world. Jerry Lowell and Paula Olson listen closely to Snell's strange speech, figuring out it comes from her mom's slurred words after a stroke and a special language she made up with her twin sister May, who's gone now. Through flashbacks, we see young Snells and May kept hidden by their mom to shield them from the world after something awful happens, maybe a sexual assault. Snell scared of strangers, especially men, and freaks out when Jerry accidentally touches her. Feeling for her, Jerry and Paula decided to stick around near the cabin to learn more about her life. Jerry Lowell hangs out near Snell's cabin, trying to win her trust. He copies her gentle movements and tries speaking her unique language, showing he respects her words. Snell, nervous but curious, slowly warm up by sharing little things like offering him food. Polo watched from afar, doubting Jerry's unscientific approach but noticing how Snell opens up. This moment shows Snell's deep feelings and Jerry's growing belief that she is fine, just she is, strengthening their connection. Worried about Snell's living all alone, local officials want to put her in a hospital. In court, Paulus says Snells is a unique case who should be studied in a controlled place like a lab. But Jerry fights back, saying Snells deserves to stay free in her forest home. The judge decided to let Snells stay at her cabin for 3 months, with Jerry and Paula watching over her. This frustrates Paula, who wants her to study her more, but gives Jerry hope that he can keep Snell's quiet life safe. Back at her cabin, Nell's quiet life gets shaken up when some local teen sneaks onto her land. Curious about stories of wild women, their presence scares her and she runs off into the woods. Terrified, Jerry Lowell finds her hiding, shaking with fear, and gently calms her down, helping her feel safe with him again. He was very angry and local and told him never come here again. Polo watching this started to see how deep Snell's emotions run and wonder if her own scientific distance approach is wrong. This moment shows how the outside world threatens Snell's delicate, peaceful way of living. Jerry Lowell and Paula Olson started to understand Snell's strange way of talking, picking out words linked to her mom's Bible and the special language she shared with her twin sister May. Snell opened up about May's death, showing how sad and lonely she feels. In a touching moment, she sings a soft lullaby and it hits Jerry right in the heart. Bringing them closer, Paula watching feels moved and begins to see Snell as a real person, not just a case to study. This changes Paula's views, making her more like Jerry, who cares deeply for Snell. Paula talks Jerry Lowell to taking Nell to a nearby city. The busy streets are bright lights and crowds scared and confused Nell. At a dinner, she tries copying what others do, but it's awkward and people stare. When a man comes on too strong, Snell freaks out and Jerry steps in to protect her. This strip shows Snell cannot deal with the outside world, making Jerry even more sure that she's meant to stay in her quiet wilderness home. After the scary town trip, Paula's cowards insist Snell should be moved to a hospital for serious study. Saying she's not safe on her own, Jerry Lowell strongly disagrees, sure that it would break Snell's heart and spirit. In a tense argument, he and Paula clash over their beliefs. Jerry wants Snell to stay free, while Paula leans towards science. Nels overhears them and feels hurt, thinking they have betrayed her. She runs to the lake in a panic and nearly drowns. Jerry jumped in to save her, proving he's there to protect her no matter what. At the final court hearing to decide what happens to Snell, Jerry Law and Paula Olsen shares what they have learned about her out of nowhere. Snell speaks up in her own special language, pouring out her wishes to stay in their forest home. Jerry translates, helping everyone understand how much she loves her hoods and how scared she is of the outside world. Her honest, heartfelt words touch the judge, who decides that she can stay free at her cabin with just a little oversight. This moment shows Snell's strength and the power of her own. At the end of the movie, Snell settles back into her quiet life at the cabin. Jerry Lowell and Paula Olsen visit her now and then, not as doctors studying her, but as friends who cares. During a small gathering, Snell joins them and some folks from town, taking tiny steps to connect while still being her unique self. The final scene shows her dancing by the lake under the moonlight, happy and free in her own words, showing she's found balance between staying true to herself and letting new friends into her life.